Hi, my name is William Ferguson. Let me introduce you to Home Health Rehab, a company dedicated to helping you get back or improve your range of motion after knee, hip, or heart surgery. We all know people, friends, family members who have had procedures done and have not been able to get back the range of motion they once had. Sometimes this is the nature of the injury. However, it can also be a result of not enough physical therapy for whatever reason. This is where the device I have developed will help. The medical industry as a whole does a fair job of prescribing the proper amount of physical therapy for those patients in the 20 to 40 year range. However, that is most probably not enough for someone, say, in their late 70s or 80s, and is really a pain, pun intended, for those suffering from restricted range of motion, which limits their mobility. I have built a device that will help anyone who needs more rehab than their insurance will cover, or just because you want to do more without going to a rehab facility. This device will allow you loved ones to work on their rehab at home with ease and do it safely, and thereby allowing the patient to move forward with the rehab and help regain the range of motion desired. This device also allows people who need assistance in walking or standing due to atrophy of leg muscle to work on strength without fear of falling. This type of rehab is great for family members who must take time out of their busy schedules to help loved ones to get to physical therapy. We all know our parents and loved ones do not want to be a burden on us or anyone else. This is a picture of my MVP. It is in use as we speak. This is a working prototype. There are three main parts to the device: the frame, the movable seat, and the boxes which act as stairs. The patient can use the stair box for leg strengthening and stretching. The movable seat helps them to be able to rise from a chair without assistance. My father-in-law is using this device now, and we have seen an improvement in his ability to walk and stand and rise from a chair without help. We started with the seat a couple of inches above what a normal chair height was, and he would sit on the seat and steady himself with the sides on the device and stand. And as he gets stronger, we will move the seat down and do the same process again. We can also add rubber stretch bands to the bottom of the device for strengthening with isometrics. There are 700,000 knee replacements, 300,000 hip replacements, and 340,000 coronary artery bypass grafting procedures per year in the US alone. All of these procedures need rehabilitation to gain strength and stamina to regain a quality of life and mobility. The elderly can use this device to stay strong and healthy. This slide demonstrates the empathy map for my product. What they see: he wants to return to full health. What he hears: this is all your insurance will pay for. What he says: I don't need any help, which is not true, of course. And what he feels: scared that this is all the better he will get. We can do a lot better than this. My get, keep, and grow strategies. My get, face-to-face for a demonstration. My keep, personal follow-up to make sure the customer is satisfied and receive feedback as to how our product is performing. Grow, we can offer more features and incentives for referrals. Our viral loop is advertising to keep our name and presence current. Our distribution channels are pretty basic. Factory sales, then it goes to custom production. It's shipped by Best Way, whichever that is. Might be one of our trucks, might be a normal shipper for US. Trained personnel to help assemble and demonstrate the use of the device. Follow-up interview with customer. Our follow-up interviews are very important, and we are in need of the reflections that we get from our clients. Our key partners are a must in any venture. You cannot do it all yourself. Your key partners can help you make or break your startup. I like the idea of a co-petition. I can attend an event, have a booth to let people see what our device can do, and it will allow me to mingle with other medical device companies. And I have listed a couple of these events. There's one on the East Coast and there's one on the West Coast. I think this would be a great place to see how our device might fit in with other areas. Our key resources: just as your key partners are critical to your success, so are your key resources. We will start the company in the greater Metro Phoenix, Arizona area. We will approach Golub Capital and Greyhawk Venture Partner for financial support, And of course, you to help us with seed money, to help with the hiring of qualified employees. And finally, we will be applying for a patent on this device. And a patent search takes money and a lawyer to go with it. Our key activities will start with conversations with KG Metals to build and supply the steel frames for the device. This conversation will lead to material purchase and the manufacturing of frames. Our second activity is to get started on the patent by finding a patent lawyer and starting the process of a patent search, and then receiving the patent. These are just two of the more important activities in a long list that we will need to be done before we can produce the device for sale. Costs associated with the building of this device are subject to material cost at the time of manufacturing. As you can see, we have thought of a few fixed costs. Our fixed costs will be in the manufacturing plant and the equipment we will need to manufacture and assemble the product and prepare it for shipping. We will have electric bills, taxes, and insurance, both on the buildings and the vehicles, but also on the product itself. Fuel for delivery trucks, purchase of delivery trucks, and some of our variable costs will include bonuses, advertising, and commissions. We will create a build list for the device to allow us to quote the client as the item is designed to fit their needs. It's a custom product. Revenue and pricing strategies. We will be selling to clients and to rehab centers. This price will be between $1,000 and $1,500 depending on what the client will need or want. We'll also be adding to our list of items, add-ons, that the client may purchase at a later date, such as videos and stretch bands. Videos of how the device may be utilized after the initial rehab is completed will be available soon. Metrics that matter. This slide depicts the 5 metrics that matter most to me. Number 1, cost of raw materials. As the market goes, so does your cost on material. If the cost suddenly rises, your bottom line is out the window and you could be in jeopardy of losing money. You can minimize your risk with bids on material. However, suppliers may require a large down payment to secure this type of bid process. Number 2, total units sold. If you are not selling your product, you have no bottom line and you are finished before you begin. Pre-selling is a good way to offset some of that risk. Number 3, is the price of your product enough? Did we leave money on the table? What is your client willing to pay? Number 4, cash burn. I need to raise $10 million to get us off the ground and running. 5, cash remaining. Cash remaining is the tell-all of your business. You might not show profit for the first couple of years with a new product. However, if your units sold are trending up, that's the sign you're looking for. Most businesses with new products start in the hole and work their way out. My business environment, my market forces in this area, I have found that my customer segment is looking for alternative ways of doing rehab. They don't feel they are receiving the proper amount from their insurance companies, or they would like to continue this rehab for longer periods of time. I can see the market trending toward more preventative measures to help with recurring injuries, and I will look at this as a positive. Insurance companies might be interested in this, and we might be able to get them on board to be able to pay for, if not all of, at least part of the product. Industry forces. Competitors. I have not really found anyone doing what I am proposing. However, that will change when this business takes off. I can see where new people will take what I am doing for hips and knees and go for similar devices with other joints. I will be looking at this as well for my company with my board of advisors. My key trends. As I noted above, the trend is to get more rehab done for a specific procedure, and the insurance companies do not want to pay for it. My customers will be able to use my device in their home safely. The other side of this is that I'm hoping to make it happen is to get the insurance companies on board to pay for the device to help prevent the reoccurrence of that same procedure. My macroeconomic forces. The United States is in a boom economy. As of April 2019, the unemployment rate is 3.6 from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which will impact anyone else's company or mine, as the cost of general labor will be up across the board. Good help is hard to find in any economy, and in a startup, it is important to have the right people in the right seats, as it were, to help move in the right directions. My value proposition is strong as the need is very real. I need to find ways to help the insurance companies to see the benefit of the device and therefore want to help their clients have the necessary rehab they need. Strength. I'm not sure about the cost structure as the labor market is tight at the moment and it looks like it is going to stay that way for a while. The unemployment rate is 3.6 based on the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Employees are going to cost more and the cost of steel is all over the board right now because of the import tariffs. This will impact the bottom line and the cost of the device. I feel confident that my key partners and key activity blocks and they will evolve as we move into the business, and I put together an advisory board. Slide 16 is my initial canvas. This is where it all started. I've never thought about organizing a business this way. However, now I would. It's a very interesting way to do things, and it can solve a lot of problems. The next slide is my final canvas, and you can see where I've made changes and pivots throughout the time that we spent doing this. I got a lot of good feedback from my interviews. Therefore, I was able to make these pivots and changes throughout as we were going along. As you can see again, from all of my feedback was good. I received some very good information on things I had not thought of. The interview process is a great way to see what people think of your product or service. Thank you for taking the time and listening to my promotion. I hope that you will see the benefit of this business and feel like this would be something you want to invest in. Thank you very much for your time.